So one of the hardest parts is setting up the timing. You've got to get your top dead center line there, which this is. You can't see it, but it is. That means the piston is at its top dead center point. And then I've kept the thing loose, so I'm going to put the chain on here, and then it'll be about lining up the cam. So I need to get the chain on with the lines parallel to these lines here. So I'll find the lines just to show you. There they are, the ones up the top there. So you want that there, and you want it to be exactly in line with the casing, and then the chain on, and then you know you're at top dead center there. Then you've got to bolt that onto the camshaft, and I don't actually think it matters what way the camshaft is. I don't think, could be wrong there. You would know after first start up, we would just switch it around. But yeah, that's an interesting one, isn't it? I'm not quite sure on what the rules are with that part. So I'm going to do it as best as I can, and hope that that's it, really. So let's keep going. Let's keep going and see where we go from here. So I'm on top dead center at the bottom. I think I'm 1 tooth off here because it's sitting up. Now I remember when I discussed it last time, I thought it was 1 tooth off the other way, so I think it's definitely 1 tooth off. Bit of a pain, but not the end of the world. All you do is pull it back off. You slip the disc. You literally switch it one tooth around, and you put it back on, and then you stick with that. What you can't do is back forward, back forward, back forward, because sometimes it's not exactly straight, and you'll drive yourself nuts. So I think it's 1 tooth off, because that one's lower than the cylinder. There you'll see a little flat line there just behind, and then this one's quite a bit higher. So I want to go 1 tooth to the it'll be to the left, actually, won't it? I'll slip the cog that way. I'm going to do that. Yeah, I'm sorry, my sometimes over. Right, guys, this is where we're at the moment, okay? At the moment, it is not spot on. The right side is a tiny bit up, but no matter how I spin, if I go 1 tooth left or 1 tooth right, I have to decide which one's which. Now, I remember my video. I'm going to go back to my video because I remember it saying it was slightly one way, but I think it was down. If it is, I'm going to go back to that setting. At the moment, I'd say I'm 1 tooth up this way. So I can go 1 tooth and have it slightly that way, or 1 tooth and slightly that way. So I'm going to go back to my video and see what my hand was doing. That right side is slightly higher, and we are dead on top dead center down here. If my video shows it the other way, I'm going to switch it 1 tooth and then stick with it. That's what you have to do. Basically, it doesn't line up top dead center no matter what. It looks 1 tooth out no matter what, but you have to decide whether it's 1 tooth out that way or that way. And it's slight, it's very slight, but it's the reality. So let me go back to my video, check that out, come back, do one last tweak and leave it. That's it. You set it back up and you see if that's the answer. So we will be refiring this back up next weekend, which is a day before Christmas Eve. So it's coming together. When you torque head bolts down, you have to do it in a cross pattern. So and you do it in stages. So I would do it 1, 2. Well, I don't know actually. Either 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the other 4. Or in fact, yeah, I might do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There's a specific cross pattern for head gaskets. Not so much on these smaller engines. It's not a huge issue. But what I do is I torque down in sets. So I go to a 1 bit first, and then I top it up, and then I top it up to the right specs. That's just so you know that gaskets crush in a certain way. That's really good practice for if you're doing any bigger engine work or any car engine work more than anything else. But good for you to know. I think what I want to do at this stage is get it all torqued down, and then I'd like to see if I can set the valves as best as I can, ready for some sort of start-up attempt next week. I'm quite pleased with how this has gone so far today. It's done better than I expected. I didn't expect to get this much done today, if I'm being honest. So let's nip and tuck the last few bits, and then I'm done. This is where everything gets really scary, because you know you've done it all, but you think, what if? Now, I've probably done this more thorough than I've done any other engine before, for no reason except I've been more specific about it, although I normally quite am. I think we're back. I haven't got the time today to finish it, but I'm going to put the head on just to neaten it up, really. And then next week it'll be about throwing the exhausts on and firing it up again, won't it? If we still have a smoke issue there, it will be carbs next. And I'm not going to feel bad. I'm not going to feel bad for a second about having done that work in the engine, because I prefer the upgraded oil seals anyway. It will last longer. If it happens to still be smoky, it'll be new set of carbs, 100 quid, which I've seen them online. And that's it. And if it's a bit smoky, I think that's it. It'll go for MOT and it'll go anyway. But nice day, fun. Sometimes I get a bit frustrated with Rabjab when he's chatting, and I'm really kind of knee deep in an engine. I'm trying to focus, but not the end of the world. It's not a huge issue at all. Great. Let's put the head back on, and yeah, and I'll come back to it next week. As always, thanks for watching. I will upload nearer Christmas anyway, but I hope everybody has had a lovely time, or is having a lovely time, and as best as they can, whether they celebrate Christmas or not. And either way, have a break and do some nice things.